Okay, we're back. This is the key part, and this is what I wanted to show folks. Okay, because a lot of people look at the bus driver comment and they miss what Iyanla Vanzant was trying to say. And I previously did a breakdown of the whole interview that she did, the whole 23 minutes. I did a breakdown of that. But this is the key part, and this is the part that is missing about what Iyanla Vanzant was trying to get across to her. And so I'm going to bring in the video of the bus driver video and what she was going through, what she was saying. And I'm going to also bring in another piece by Anna Marie Slaughter, actually explaining what Iyanla Vanzant was trying to say to Miss Ebony, in a sense, in plain words, because Iyanla Vanzant was trying to be nice. She was trying to mince words, and she tried to give, in so-called Black Queen language. Okay, but the thing is, we're going to listen to this, and then we're going to pair it up with exactly what Iyanla Vanzant was trying to say in plain words, because this has been going around for the last, I would say, 10, 15 years about in the feminist circles. So we're going to start.
We know that Black women are earning college degrees faster than anybody else. Many of us are doing like we're doing, Iyanla. We're getting those terminal degrees, those JDs, MD, PhDs. We also are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, along with Latina women in America. Pew Research said that women are now out-earning men. Yes. In 22 of the largest cities in America, including where I live, New York, DC, LA, you name it. When we talk, and I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man, so I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Iyanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it, if he owns the bus,
that's a problem. That's a problem.
Okay.
Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalanced. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just not working. So it's not that it's bad or wrong, it's obsolete.
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Anna Marie Slaughter. She's going to explain in plain language, okay, in plain language what Iyanla Vanzant was trying to say. We're actually going to go to this, and just because she probably does the best job out of anybody that I've heard actually distill this feminist standpoint in this feminist structure that's been built. Okay, this has been a feminist standpoint, feminist structure that's been built over the past, I would say, 50 years. And in 2012, they got what they call equality or equity. And she's going to explain exactly what Iyanla Vanzant was trying to tell Ebony in queenly language, trying to be nice, exactly what the word is and why somebody like Ebony would have to date somebody like a bus driver, for instance, okay? Not saying that a bus driver per se, but somebody that's at a lower standard than her, lower than what she thinks her standard should be, right? But we're going to go ahead and play this.
So then you say, okay, so you want to be the CEO or the president of the university or the surgeon or the scientist, whatever. You've got to marry somebody who is willing to support you in the homework, the family work, in the way he's going to support you. Believe me, you're not going to be able to do what you want to do without him, but that's probably what you're going to have to do. And maybe you'll trade off, but he's going to have to do that part of the time. And at that point, many women get off the bus. They don't want to marry a guy like that. They don't think a guy like that is masculine. Indeed, the guys who do that, I know I'm in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is the home of, Brooklyn gives the lie to all this. There are more stay-at-home dads here than probably anywhere else in the U.S., or work-from-home dads, or lead caregiver dads, or however you want to put it. But in most places in the U.S., those dads report that the women they engage with on the playground think they're a little odd. Do not think of them as a model of masculinity. We can't have it both ways, right? Just as I was told growing up, don't be too smart. You don't be too smart around a guy. He won't want you. Well, right, that vision of femininity had to change. It had to change. Guys had to think that women who are powerful and smart and competitive were attractive, because otherwise we couldn't do it. Well, you know what? We have to think that a guy who puts his family first, that a guy who says, no, I want to be the lead parent. I'm going to defer a promotion. I'm not going to be the most powerful guy out there. We have to say, you are a masculine, valued, wonderful man. And if we can't get there, we are not going to make this kind of change, because we've gotten as far as we can get without doing that. We've got 15% of unbelievable super women who get really lucky, right? Or who have a lot of money, or who are just really superhuman, who manage to make it work, but we're not going to get further than that.
That is it in a nutshell. That is it in a nutshell. That's what Iyanla Vanzant was trying to tell Ebony, was trying to tell her in a nutshell, okay? Is that you want to be this kick-ass, powerful alpha female. And Iyanla Vanzant knocked her head up against the same thing, trying to be this kick-ass, powerful female. And she wanted an alpha male to go along with it. Okay, you can't raise a family like that. Okay, that does not work. Okay, that is not a good combination. And Ebony says she's an alpha female, self-aggrandized, right? Raising her hand. I am that way, okay? And like Iyanla Vanzant was trying to tell Ebony, and basically Anna Marie Slaughter was trying to tell the women out there, the feminists out there, okay? We can't have it both ways. Mr. Z was saying the same thing. We can't have it both ways. If an idea of, as they say, women are out earning men in the metropolitan areas, more women are going to school and getting terminal degrees, and men are falling behind, and basically they're not showing up in the protection providing and the leadership, and basically you're taking those spots. Okay, you can't have it both ways. Okay, the system's not set up for that. You're going to have to take the bus driver. You're going to have to take the construction worker. You're going to have to take the plumber. You're going to have to take the guy working at the post office. You're going to have to take the part, the substitute teacher. You're going to have to take the substitute teacher. You're going to have to take the part-time teacher, so that teacher can be at home with the kids. The man can be at home, taking care of the house, or whatever the arrangement is, supporting you. You can't have these two alphas in a home. It doesn't work that way. The system's not set up for that way. And basically, if she had talked about herself, I could have understood. You're 40. You're not going to have kids. Probably not going to have kids. Oh, but your eggs are frozen. You might have kids, right? That has to change. Either you have to change or he has to change. Either you're going to have to be in this role, or you're going to have to accept somebody that's willing to support you in who you are. And at that point, like Anna Marie Slaughter says, Ebony got off the bus. She got off the bus, literally got off the bus to tell the bus driver to go, shove it, and then came off the bus and sat on the bus stop, started finger wagging at everybody else. That's what Iyanla Vanzant was trying to tell her. And that is the key that we haven't heard. That we haven't heard. That's the part we haven't heard. That's the part that we haven't matched up. And there's 4 or 5 books that say exactly the same thing. The way that second wave feminism has set this system up has pushed women forward, pushed women to the forefront to succeed. The thing is, you don't want to do your part. You've been put in the position of a man, as a masculine man, okay? You went after it. You got the degree. You got the terminal degree. You took somebody's spot in law school. You took somebody's spot as a host. You took somebody's spot on a law firm. You took a man's spot. And that means you have to stand in the gap. That means you don't get to take the guy that's CFO that's making, $20 million a year. That means you have to do your job. And like Iyanla Vanzant, you have to change your mind and be and show up and accept them for what they are in this system, in this society. Okay, that's what she was trying to tell her. Iyanla Vanzant probably didn't want to hurt her feelings, but this is what she was trying to tell her, and that is the part that's missing. Anyhow, with that, I'm gonna bounce off here. This is BGS out, and I will see you good folks on the next one. Peace.